A homie is your favorite person to be around. He is that one person where through thick and thin, he has always got your back no matter what. I can go into an anime store, stuff a bunch of plushies into a comically large backpack, get arrested, and you best believe that my homie will probably not bail me out. He'd be more disappointed than anything. A bond between men and girls, but definitely the boys, is a type of synergy that can't be expressed properly unless you have a friend of your own. Two people casually shooting banter between one another. You can have the worst of days, but an hour spent with the homie can be absolutely stress relieving. I'm sure that in the world of manga, you can think of a dynamic duo in which they just simply can't live without one another. And if you don't have this type of relationship, you might just turn into a 40-year-old man who works for a black company that constantly harasses you and drains your very life force. And the only way to find entertainment after every bone-breaking shift is the convenience store clerk near your area. So yeah, let's talk about that. But before we continue, this video is sponsored by I am finally releasing my first ever piece of merchandise. That's right, it is something so extravagant and so high class, you might just lose your eyesight or your eyeballs maybe, just by the sheer look of it. So yeah, viewer discretion is advised. It's just a keychain. Starting today, you can get your hands on your very first Enormi keychain. Put it on your bag, cook it, freeze it, and encase it in a block of ice, and then smash it. And if you buy one from now until the following day, all the proceeds will go to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. You might be wondering, why is the color of the heart blue? To match the color of the logo of the foundation, silly. You don't know the Immune Deficiency Foundation lore? What's the matter with you?
Excuse me, what the actual fuck you...
So don't just stand there, hurry.
Because I was only able to afford like 30 of them.
Click that Etsy link down below and get your very own Enormi keychain. And with that, back to the video. A story about smoking in the back of a supermarket is what the title literally implies, where two protagonists are living life in the present just by smoking in the back of a regular convenience store. The vibes of this manga are immense. The only manga that can closely relate to it would probably be... While Call of the Night gave us the meaning of what it's like to be free through a wacky, chilled-out adventure in the streets of nighttime Tokyo, this manga brings the reader on a more grounded, realistic tale in the back of a 7-Eleven. The best selling point about this manga is the setting itself. I want you to close your eyes and envision the nearest 7-Eleven. If you envision something like this, or this, stop it. Get some help. While convenience stores in the West get a bad reputation, a lot of convenience stores in a lot of Asian countries, especially Japan, are romanticized for being well kept and clean. But never in my life have I seen someone look at a convenience store and convince themselves, you know what? This setting has some great manga potential. Convenience stores are everywhere in anime and manga, and they are meant to serve as a temporary place for a main character to go to, and it's never usually the main place for any important premise. And yet, here we are, a tale about two people simply wanting to talk about life with no ulterior motive whatsoever. Welcome to Japan, land of the overworked office workers. But our man Sasaki isn't no NPC. No, he is aware of the situation he's in. He is 40 years old, maybe pushing 50. This man's past his prime, and while you get to see all the hardships he has endured at his office job, you can sort of tell that his vibes are so chill just by observing the way he presents himself. He's a very open and talkative person deep down, but you can tell that he has no way of expressing that side of him, and we finally get to see that side of him when he meets a strange person in the back of a convenience store. Now this is where it gets good. If a 24-year-old 6-foot goth girl told you to join her in the back of a convenience store, would you? I mean, is that even a question? Tayama works at a convenience store Sasaki frequently visits. But why does Sasaki always go to the same convenience store that Tayama works? Because she has a small crush on a clerk named Yamada. Tayama? Yamada. Wait, Yamada is that upbeat, cheery type of girl who is ready to greet you with a smile around every corner. And Tayama is that cheeky type of girl that is willing to greet you with a fist in your face. Like, goddamn, she belongs in the manga girl cheeky round table with all the teasing and cutting threats she delivers to this man. Because Sasaki crosses her path every so often, she invites him to the back of her convenience store to smoke and talk. Yes, I know. It's a slice of life, okay? I never thought I was ever gonna like slice of life ever again, but here we are. As you continue to read this manga, you'll start to see two sides of a personality spectrum who almost have nothing in common start to form a very strong relationship, to the point where you kind of start to see the ooh sparks. This manga has taught me two things: that it's sort of never too late to make friends, regardless of age. And what I like about Tayama is that she doesn't judge Sasaki based on the path he chose in life. In her mind, she literally said, hold on, I'm gonna let him cook and see what happens. And what happened may surprise you. Turns out he's a nice guy. In every conversation, every little interaction, you start to see a very clumsy, protective guy become very calm and loose. And by the time you finish all 20 chapters or so, you'll forget that there's even such a big gap in their age. Barriers are broken that you would never expect to see be broken. And what you get is a duo that feels downright genuine. So, what have we learned today? That every convenience store needs a middle-aged, cheeky goth girl.